The Taylor 914 CE is dead. Long live the Taylor 914 CE. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name's Chris McKee.
I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos. If you want to support the channel, visit our spring store link below for custom swag. Check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, and explain why you're being so enunciated. Did someone leave a comment?
Yeah, we got one the other day that said, it sounds like Cooper saying Elmo music, not Alamo music. And then I feel like I remove a lot of the consonants from my name when I say it because, you know, I'm gonna,
You're like Ooper Eanberg?
I'm just making noise, you know.
You're good with me. I'm glad you're here. I understand. I thought your name was Ooper this whole time.
It's the boy Oop. And Taylor did a little oopsie and got rid of one of their legendary guitars. You heard it here first. The 914 CE, as we know it, is gone.
Yeah, if you've been paying attention, I doubt this actually, like anyone was noticing, but at the beginning of the year, Taylor released their 2024 price list on their website. And if you look at the 900 series, there is no 914 CE. And we noticed and we're like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, yeah, sorry. But in its place, sort of, they've come out with a new model. It's a Builder's Edition 914 CE.
Yeah, and just flying under the radar there, 912 CE is gone as well.
Yeah,
so
except for the Builder's Edition.
Yeah, so the 900 series is the only series currently that is made up of only Builder's Editions. And luckily, they gave us one that's really cool.
Yeah.
So it's good, but to get that out of the way, there's no more normal, non-Builders 900 guitars.
That being said, before we get to this stellar guitar, we happen to have our own exclusive 914 CE, which is in small supply. We got some more.
Yeah.
So if you wanted something like that, check it out. It's a Synchro Cindy 914
The Synchro Cindy is fantastic. Also, I will just throw this out there before we get into this one. Having said that, if a bunch of you out there really liked the normal Spruce Rosewood 914, let us know.
Let us know.
Because it's time for us to be the only, exclusive 914.
But enunciate your consonants.
Yeah, enunciate because, obviously you can't understand what I'm saying, but understand this.
Well, let's talk about this. So
914.
A good way of understanding this is Taylor took what they've been doing in the presentation series, made it more affordable and better at the same time.
That's fair.
In some ways. So this is a Builder's Edition 914 CE. The tonewood combination is what has been on the presentation series for a bit, which is a beautiful sinker redwood top and back and sides of Honduran rosewood with a beautiful edge burst
That's
treatment.
cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. It's got abalone on the back, which is cool. It's got abalone on the front, abalone around the sound hole. There's abalone dots. There's abalone all over the place. You've still got a lot of this cool purfling going up the neck. Abalone inlay. It's not the Ascension inlay.
I thought it was Ascension at first glance. It's not.
It's called Belle Fleur.
Belle Fleur.
So
enunciate. Yeah, and it kind of gives the vibe of Ascension, but it's a little more delicate.
It's what they were doing on the Builder's Edition 912 CEs.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. And of course, since it's a Builder's Edition, it has all those Builder's Edition attributes and specifications, which is why, in some ways, I think it's kind of got things that the presentation series didn't have. So you've got the beveled armrest instead of the radiused armrest. You've got the beveled cutaway. You've got chamfered edging. You've got the soft wing bridge. It's got a carve that's a little different on the necks of these, which they don't really talk about much. And yeah, it's awesome.
It's awesome. Now, for the old heads of the channel, we had these two one-off guitars. We had one-off guitars, but there were two that I think at the time we were like, this is kind of in between a 900 series and a presentation.
Yeah.
Now it's clear because, one, we kind of saw something like this when we were at the factory.
We saw that.
Yeah.
We were eating burritos, and I was like, Cooper. And they're like, do not take photos.
Don't look at that.
We
Yeah.
don't want to see this show up on your YouTube channel. Well,
Yeah.
now it's on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
So it's been in the works, and prototypes of this already came through our shop and were sold, and they were a little different,
Yeah.
you know. But it is, I think, obviously this killed the 914.
Yeah.
It kind of, in a way, I think there's always going to be people that want a presentation series because there are things that you get on that guitar just pearled out and everything. You know, it's a beautiful guitar, but this is...
And they've changed that for the 50th anniversary. It's on their website.
Yeah.
So
we're going to be seeing some very cool PS models. But this gets you so close to that guitar with the builder's stuff that everybody loves. And this is not a 50th anniversary guitar. It's not a limited. This is in the lineup. This will be around. You know, I thought I could say that about the 914, but whatever.
well, so and let's, you know, I think this did basically supplant it, at least for the time being. You know, who knows? Maybe for somehow it'll come back, it'll return. But here's what I'll say: when we were at the Catch event, Andy Powers was talking about, and I don't know in what context. I happened to like be part of a side conversation and heard him say this, but he was saying something along the lines of, you introduce new stuff and you always want to keep the old stuff, but you just can't. You know, some things have to kind of like take a break when you come out with something new. I kind of feel like that was what was going on here. And, you know, if you look at both sides of what was going on with the 914 CE, you had the 814s and then the builders. There's a 50th anniversary that you should have seen our video of. You know, and so I think it kind of makes sense, even though I'm a 914 CE lover. It's what I own. We've done a lot of them. So, but this is a spectacular guitar.
Yeah, it's cool because, one, you've got the 50th anniversary 814 builders that will be East Indian rosewood and Sinker redwood on top. This has got the kind of kicked up rosewood, and it's also just kind of a more premium build out.
Yeah.
The 814 CE and 814 CE builders are going to be the stalwarts of I think, the high-end spruce rosewood game. This comes in a step above. It's got some fancy stuff, and it's very, very pretty.
Well, and let's talk about the tone wood that's on this guitar. So, I mean, Sinker redwood we've talked about before. These are really old, over a century old tree. And I say that's how long they were in the river, is over a century. And prior to that, they were old growth redwood. And you can, there are attributes that tell you that, but a lot of builders, I've actually heard Andy Powers talk about this too. There's redwood that's great for guitar tops, and then there's redwood that should be just furniture because it wouldn't make a good guitar top. The old stuff is what you really want. And those trees got cut down and sent down a river, and a lot of them sank, and they were down there for over 100 years, and they've been dredged up, and that's why we call it Sinker redwood. It's got this wonderful coloration from sitting down there, and because it's older, you know, effectively like river mummified wood, it's got this really nice darkness and ring to it and overtones and warmth and things that you really like. But when you pair it with this, Honduran rosewood is a true rosewood. It's a true Dalbergia. But it's one of the ones from South America, or Central America in this case. The other East Indian rosewood is in India, right? No. And so the fact that it's over here, I think, is part of why it has characteristics closer to Brazilian rosewood, which everyone loves and you can't get, and it's super expensive. This wood is incredibly dense. One of the things that was noticeable when you pick up this guitar is it's got a weight to it.
Yeah.
And it all comes from the Honduran rosewood on the back and sides. It has a very low dampening characteristic to it. And all of that turns into this. When we were at the factory, we were picking woods. Remember, one of the things that Andy said is it's like glass. Yeah. There's a tap tone to this wood that builders love because it resonates so well. The chime that you get, like the treble and sustain you get out of this guitar, is incredible. And then the overtones are so rich. And then pairing that with the Sinker redwood gives you this warmth mid-range and just accentuates all the overtones. This is like a finger-picking dream. And so that's all I did on it. I just finger-picked. I didn't take a pick to it because it really shines in that place.
Yeah. Well, we got to hear it now.
Let's take a listen. So there you have it. Quickly becoming one of my favorite tone woods, this Honduran rosewood. One thing to note on this, you see beautiful coloration. These are often done with 4-piece backs. It's how Taylor usually utilizes them. Same thing with the guitars where we picked Honduran rosewood from the factory. And it makes for a really beautiful back on the guitar, the way the 4-piece is done, because you kind of have a middle wedge with this nice coloration.
And I find that, I mean, maybe it's just because we're very, very used to seeing a bunch of East Indian rosewood, but the variation in the look of everything on the Honduran, it's not like a flamey wood. It's not, but they are so beautiful. We picked out 2 really great sets for 2 factory spec guitars, but it will be interesting to see the kind of variation between these because there's not a ton of variation in just like a normal 914 CE back, you know. So one, that sinker top is like a perfect sinker top if you are just looking at that. I mean, the grain is so tight. Yeah, and it's going to be very cool to see. Now, to start, we got 3 of these. Who knows what the availability is going to be like, but luckily these are not limited guitars. They're not limited to 1,974 like the other sinker one that we showed you on a different video. But this will be around, and it will be awesome as we get more of them to see how they vary just on the tops and backs and sides. The sound is going to be incredible across the board, but ideally we can have ones for you to choose from, and you can get something a little bit more you know, personal to you, because I think that the backs will be pretty unique.
So if you're looking for a truly special guitar with beautiful ornamentation that's nice and pretty, not extremely over the top, and has very special tone woods with a chocolatey kind of rich sound to it, then these are the guitars you should be taking a look at. I think they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
So if you want more information about it, you can go to our website, which is
alamomusic.com.
Good enunciation.
Thank you very much. You can click on the link that goes to the Taylor guitars, but you can find the 914C Builder's Edition on there. We'll have a photo, and it will be something that we've taken. But the key here, if you do want to pick something, is hit the little text us or chat with us thing.
There's a picture of Cooper's head.
It's me. And a lot of times I'm the one that answers. Most of the time. Sometimes I'm not. But message on there, say, hey, do you have, how many 914s do you have in stock? And we can tell you, and you can say, can I pick the one that I want? And we'll say yes, and then we'll get you photos of them. And yeah, we'll be very excited because I think, now I could be totally wrong, I think we're probably some of the first in the world to have this guitar right here, right now. This is a brand new thing. They showed it off at the Catch event, but I think we're some of the first that have it. It will be exciting to find the first person to buy the first one from us because it is a new, very high-end special guitar that definitely bridges the gap between the 900 series and the Presentation series, and we're just excited about them. So message us. Yes, you can go on and just hit buy, and probably if you do that and you're the first one to do it, you'll probably get this guitar. And go ahead and do it because that's all good. But we want to talk to you and talk about how cool the guitar is and then give you options so you can pick something cool, and then we can nerd out, and then, you know, we can be excited together.
And then we're all simpatico and friends.
Yeah, we're just doing our thing at that point.
Awesome. So buy these guitars on our website or message us, and yeah, get your 914 CE builders going. If you're new to our channel, you should subscribe and you should turn on notifications, and they should
like the videos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And keep coming back for more, and we will be showing you a lot of cool stuff. It's the beginning of the year. There's a lot of stuff coming in. We have no shortage of things to shoot videos on. So yeah, make sure that you are following along, and we will show you all of the cool stuff coming in 2024. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.